The next video is cross-examination number 2, right? And I'll try to 3 hadiths talking about stoning to death, right? Stoning to death. Now, this stoning to death, one can be found in Sahih al-Bukhari 2695 concerning giving lashes to somebody who commits zina and then ban them for 1 year, right? Then another one in Sahih al-Bukhari 6829, which talk about stoning to death. Then Sahih al-Bukhari 6825, which talk about stoning to death for somebody who has committed sexual indecency. So, for instance, one of the hadiths where it's narrated by Abu Huraira, out of these 3 I quoted, one of the hadiths quoted by Abu Huraira, Umar said, I'm afraid that after a long time has passed, people may say we do not find the verses of what? Rajm, that is stoning to death, in the Quran. And consequently, they may go astray by leaving an obligation that Allah has revealed. Lo, I am convinced that the penalty of Rajm, what? No, wait. The time shouldn't be for me. It's for you when you're answering the question. Book of God, which is about stoning to death, to stone somebody. But we don't find such a verse in the Quran till date. So what happens? Lo, I confirm that the penalty of Rajam be inflicted on him who commits illegal sexual intercourse, if he is already married and the crime is proved by witnesses or pregnancy or confession. So Sufyan added, I have memorized this narration in this way. Umar added, surely Allah's messenger carried out the penalty of Rajam, and so did we after him. So this is the allegation in the Hadith book, right? So now, I want to ask Siddiq that if somebody actually commits adultery whilst being married and commits adultery, according to your Hadith books, the person has to be stoned to death. So now, according to Quran chapter 4, verse 25, if you have somebody who is a mamalakat aymani, who has been possessed, whom your rights and possess, which the sectarians will normally translate as slave. That is not a slave. According to what we know from the Quran, it doesn't say slave there. But the sectarians will say a slave. Okay, so this is the question. If this person, God is talking about this lady, this young lady, that your right hands possess among your young women, believing women, if she commits any unfaithful act, meaning she does any immoral act, according to God, that the punishment is half of a believing woman. So now I want to ask, if she's married and she commits the zina, and then you are going to punish her the stoning to death, how is the half punishment going to be done? And your hadith is claiming it is in the book of God. Why can't we find such a verse for that punishment? That is my. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you see the simplicity of my question? I'm a correctional officer. So I ask you questions, even though it's simple in eloquence, I try to entrap you. Siddiq trying to be a smart ass. Again, look what he's trying to do. Question.
Okay, so you see what I did was when I was going to ask you the question, I posted what I want to ask the question on, and then I asked for it to be clear to everyone. So inshallah, post the hadith, and then inshallah for everyone to see.
Yeah, we're going to post it. No problem.
Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
So I was trying to tell him.
I can't hear you. So check your.
Yeah, I put it for you. Yeah, so here al-Bukhari. Here I put it to save time because we're already killing time. So I have to put it.
Okay, so based on that, you ask your question so that it will be clear for everyone, just like I did mine.
Yeah. Do you see the hadith?
Yeah, I put it on the screen. So read the hadith for everyone to hear. Based on that, you ask your question.
No, I've already asked you the question. So you tell me if it's not there or not.
No, I'm saying that. So read this is the question. So read it for people to hear. Base your question.
And why should I be the one to read it in the first place? I'm only a questioner. I'm asking you a question. So you, the Siddiq, who is going to give clarity to the people, what should you have done? You could have just started reading it yourself, just reading, cross-checking, and then you will bring up the answer. But look here, this is what he's trying to do. I just told you. No, wait. I just asked you a question. Wait. I just asked you a question. And I just read it. No, wait, Siddiq.
I'm waiting. But I'm asking you, is your question based on the hadith?
Yes, it's based on the hadith.
So read the hadith for everyone to hear.
Yeah, I just read it. When I was reading, you didn't hear?
You didn't read this very one, the text, the Arabic text.
You see his argument? Based on the Arabic text. Read Arabic. Read Arabic. Were we trying to do Arabic reading competition there? Or was the debate actually about reading Arabic text? Huh?
From the source we are quoting. So read it for everyone to hear. You didn't read this one. So read it
I'm
from the
asking
text.
you a question. No, wait. I'm asking you a question. I can read it for you. But I'm asking the question, first of all, if it's not there, tell me it's not there. That's number one.
The question is based on the hadith. So read the hadith and base your question on it. Simple as that.
Okay. Now, look, no problem. Because I didn't want to submit to his rules, his instruction fully, you see the game I play with him. This is the hadith on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. So he says, Haddathana Aliyun ibn Abdullah, Haddathana Sufyan. You see, when you are reading this, the hadith from the Arabic version, when they translate in English version, they don't put all these names I kept reading, right? From the Arabic version, they don't put it there, right? And in Zuhri, now you don't see the Zuhri, you don't see Sufyan, you don't see Ali in the English version. This is their scholars translating here. Then an Ubaidillah. So from Zuhri coming from Ubaidillah, then he says an Ibn Abbas. Then he goes to the from the son of Ibn Abbas. Then he says radiyallahu anhuma, both of them. Qala Umar. Then now Umar says. So you said narrated Ibn Abbas. Then he goes. Then he says Umar said. Then it goes. Lakad. Here, this is the hadith. Lakad hashitu an yatula bin nas. Zamanun hatta yakula qa'il. Then he says la najidu rajma fi kitabillah. That we don't see the rajm, the stoning, in the book of God. Fayadillu bitarki faridatin anzalaha Allah. So here the hadith is saying that la najidu rajma fi kitabillah. We don't see. Okay, so now let me go over and explain the point. So the hadith is saying, this is because I want to use that part to ask the question. And then the clarity was supposed to come from he, Siddiq, not me. I'm just a questioner. This clarity doesn't have to come from me because I'm not the one answering. He has to bring clarity to the audience. So when I was asking him the question, I read the part I want to use to ask the question. So that he was supposed to read all the hadiths and bring clarity. Listen how Siddiq, the game is going to play. The Rajma in the book of law. فَيَدِلُّ بِتَرْكِ فَرِيدَةٍ أَنزَلَهَا la. Meaning, now they don't see what yidillu, they go astray and leave it behind, that since God hasn't revealed that as in the book, the people will abandon that, just as the translation is saying. Now, when you take this part, I'm asking Siddiq. Now, the main part of the issue was left down there, but because I don't want to follow Siddiq's orders by reading all the hadiths, this is what I do. I chose the part I liked, but then the other part of the hadith, which is stated down on the screen, you see where it says, وَقَدْ رَجَمَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. It says there. Let me put it on the screen so that you see it here. I put it on the screen. Oh, sorry. Here. The same hadith I put on the screen for him. I didn't read all. I don't have time reading all the garbages there. I would rather read the Quran instead of the garbage book. But this is what happened. So when I chose the part where it says, La najidu rajma fi kitabillah, here. Fayadillu bitarkin faridatin anzalahallah, here. I read it, then I went back to the translation. So I'm choosing the part I want to use to ask him the question. Then when you go down part at the end of the hadith, then he says, Umar added, surely Allah's messenger carried out the penalty of Rajam, and so did we after him, meaning according to Umar, which means it's a revelation from God. And then the Prophet did it too. And they also did it. They did the Rajma. So when you come to the down part of the hadith in Arabic language, here, it says, Allah وَقَدْ رَجَمَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. Here it says. Then he says, وَرَجَمْنَا بَعْدَهُ. It says clearly in the Arabic language. So if it is not in the revelation, why would the messenger do it? And if it is there, why can't we find it in the Quran? This was my question. I don't need to read all the hadiths to ask the question. But look at how Siddiq would deflate the question. Check out the game Siddiq played with this hadith. It says clearly that Umar was saying that there has been revealed the verse of stoning in the book of God. But some people will come and go astray from it, saying that we do not find it in the book of God. So I read the translation here, where it's now, this is the question I posed. Because according to the hadith, it clearly shows that according to Umar, meaning it has been revealed because the messenger did it. Why would the messenger do what God never asked him? Or why would the messenger put up a law or judgment which is not part of the legislation of God? Quran chapter 13 verse 37. God says he has given the prophet an Arabic judgment. It is in the Quran. Quran chapter 13 verse 37. And God asked him to follow that. Quran chapter 45 verse 18. God says he has given him a Sharia in the Quran that he has to follow. So now if your hadith, Umar is now saying that he is afraid that there are some people who come and then they say they didn't find the verse of Rajm, because now we don't find it in the Quran where God says we should stone somebody to death. It's not there. But if Umar in the hadith is claiming the prophet actually did it and he, Umar, and the believers actually stoned somebody, then where is the revelation? Which means it means a revelation was there, right? So that was based on my question. Now look at what Siddiq was going to do. Says here, Umar said, I am afraid that after a long time has passed, people may say, we do not find in the verses of the what? The verses of the Rajm in the book of God. This is Allah's book. And consequently, they may go astray by leaving an obligation that Allah has revealed. So now, according to you, Siddiq, if there is that verse of stoning, do you see? Do you see what Umar said? Allah has revealed. So it has to be in the Quran. If it has revealed, we should find it. The stoning, it should be in the Quran, according to the claims of Umar. Now listen what Siddiq is going to do. In the Quran, that Umar is claiming, this is your Sahih Bukhari hadith. And now I just ask you a question. According to Quran chapter 4, verse 25, if this woman who is possessed by Malakat Ayman, and then this lady commits adultery, God says she should get half of the punishment. This half of the punishment, if it is by Rajm, stoning to death, then how can this lady be punished half according to your hadith? And tell me which verse of the Quran this hadith explains. Simple question. Do you understand? So if indeed Umar, the claim he made that there is a Rajm, which the Salafiyas and the other Sunni groups, they still do. They stone people to death. Even in Nigeria, you say they did to somebody. They stone people to death, right? So if this is a revelation and you claim the prophet even did it, which the hadith clearly says, but you see, Siddiq is not going to read all the hadiths to explain. Look how he's going to deviate the question. Thank you.
Okay, so guys, as you can see, the hadith, which I'm going to read from the Arabic, I intentionally do this for this brother in humanity to be clearly exposed of the things he says, that he has no clue, even in the Arabic language, no clue, he has no clue. You see, he continuously go back to what has been translated. I don't know who made that translation.
Siddiq, anyways. He still says he doesn't know who made that translation. Muhammad Muhsin Khan. I just told you who is. Muhammad Muhsin Khan. Hey, Siddiq. Hey, can you go to the point?
I didn't interrupt you when you were talking.
No, go to the point. We said no personal attack.
Just leave that. Leave that. When you were doing personal attack, was I talking?
Where did I do personal attack to Siddiq in the debate? Siddiq says when I was doing personal attack. Where did I do personal attack? So I said, stop the personal attack. Let's stick to the topic. Go to the answer. Give me the answer because we have wasted time already. Now look.
Why is it difficult
where
for
did
you
I do personal attack? When?
So just leave it. Leave it for me. That's my time. So leave it.
So I should leave him to do personal attack. This is what he said. But I don't have time. You remember I'm a human being, right? I have a family. So go straight to the point.
So let me quickly put on back the hadith to expose the ignorance once again. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu did never said.
Instead of going back to read all the hadiths, he didn't. Watch what he's going to do.
There's this verse in the Quran. He said.
You see?
And I'm reading from the Arabic. خشيت أن يطول بالناس زمان حتى يقول قائل لا نجد الرجم في كتاب الله. He says that I'm scared for a generation to come that someone, they will be roaming around saying that Rajm that you are doing meaning stoning to death. We never found that in the Quran. Rajm means stoning. That we never found that in the Quran. And therefore, since we never find that, therefore that should be rejected. And this is in the accordance of another hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Did he give us the hadith? Did he mention the reference? Another hadith of the Prophet? Where is it? No. He was supposed to read all the hadiths and tell us what it says. Now look.
Time will come when some people will claim that ma wajadtum fil Qur'ani halalan fahilluhu wa ma wajadtum harama faharrimuhu. Anything you find, a time will come when people will say that stick to the Quran alone. Whatever you find in the Quran as haram, make it haram. Whatever you find as halal, make it halal. This is what the hadith and the hadith says, that some people will come. So this hadith is an evidence against you and not for you.
This hadith is an evidence against me and not for me. Siddiq, are you okay in the head? This hadith is against me and not for me. This is about Rajm. How is it against me? Do you see how he deflated my question? And he didn't read all the verse in the hadith. He didn't finish. You watch the manipulation.
Hadith is saying that this is the time that will come, that people will say that because we did not find this in the Quran, we did not find Zuhur, Asr, Maghrib, Isha in the Quran, therefore do.
Why are we talking about Maghrib, Isha, Zuhur? Rajm is not about Zuhur, Maghrib, Isha.
Don't do it. We did not find Rajm in the Quran, and therefore don't do it. And this,
they still do the Rajm, and we still don't find it in the Quran.
What the hadith is saying. Sayyidina Umar, you were a liar by saying that Sayyidina Umar said this is in the Quran.
He went name calling again. He says, I'm a liar by saying that Sayyidina Umar says this is Nakok. Sayyidina Umar clearly said it was a revelation. I'm going to show you on the screen again. When you read the hadith, this is the hadith. Yeah? This is where it says Sayyidina Umar actually said that it was a revelation. Here, check the screen. When the people says La najidu rajma fi kitabillah, this is what the people will say. We don't believe in the garbage books because we don't see stoning in the book of God. Then Umar says, Fayadillu bitarkin faridatin anzalaha Allah. So this is what Umar said. Fayadillu, so they will go astray bitarkin faridatin anzalaha Allah. So here, obligation that Allah has revealed. Do you see what Umar said? This is the translation on the page. We do not find the verses of Rajm in the book of God. This is what the Arabic says. Do you see it here? In Arabic, it says, لَقَدْ خَشِيتُ أَنْ يَتُولَ بِالنَّاسِ زَمَانٌ حَتَّى يَقُولَ قَائِلٌ. Then it says, لَا نَجِدُ رَجْمَ فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ. We do not find stoning in the book of God. That's what the English says here. We do not find the verses of Rajm in the book of God. And then Umar went ahead by saying what? This is what Umar said. And consequently, they may go astray by leaving an obligation that Allah has revealed. If Allah has revealed, we should find it in the Quran. So that is what Umar intended. That is the meaning of what Umar was saying. That is why Umar finished the statement in Arabic here. When these people say, he says, فَيَدِلُّ بِتَرْكٍ فَرِيدَةٍ أَنزَلَهَا اللَّهُ, meaning God has actually revealed the verse, the issue of stoning. And God only revealed only one revelation, according to Quran chapter 47, verse 2. That was only one revelation given to Muhammad. وَآمَنُوا بِمَا نُزِّلَ عَلَى مُحَمَّدٍ وَهُوَ الْحَقِّ. Huwa means a masculine pronoun. One book, one Quran, nothing else. Quran chapter 17, verse 73, one revelation. Gairahu, one inspiration for the people. Gairahu. Litaftari alayna gairahu. Who means masculine pronoun. So I was using this to question you, Siddiq. Instead of reading all the hadiths, he didn't do. But this is where he went on the rampage, right? See what it kept doing.
People will say that this is not in the Quran, and therefore we do not find this in the Quran, therefore don't do it. So this is another expose for you. This hadith is for you and never for you. So this again, we have stated that.
So this is hadith against me and not for me. Oh, Siddiq. That's why I call you a bozo. You are indeed a bozo. University of Ghana, hashtag university, kindly tag University of Ghana. This guy is oh, I don't know the words to use for him.
Topic of the day is that the hadith explains the Quran. When a Quranic verse comes with a narrative.
Okay, so that's how he deflated my question. He didn't answer my question. Then he jumped to another topic, started. So now let's go to the last part, right? We are finished with this one. We've seen his lies, right? You see how he deviated from the question and he didn't answer my question. There is no verse of stoning in the Quran, but Umar was the lying one. But Siddiq is embarrassed to answer my question. He can't answer my question, so he has to lie against me and say, oh, you don't understand Arabic. You don't. Okay, no problem. Let's go.